with the announcement that they're finally going to remake Majora's Mask for the Nintendo 3DS, I thought it'd be a perfect time to make another fascinating Zelda theories video, but this time focusing it around that odd Zelda game that came out in the year 2000.
Romani is a young girl found in The Legend of Zelda Majora's Mask, who is living on a ranch with her older sister. Her character is skilled with a bow and also has the tendency to speak in the third person. While Romani Ranch may at first seem just like another innocent side quest, the creators may have been hiding a much darker story in between the lines. If you talk to Romani and her sister after they leave the barn and go to the house, they both say see you tomorrow, but in different ways. Romani says it as if she would any other day, seeing as she doesn't know that there may not be a tomorrow. But her sister pauses for a moment, as if debating whether or not to say it since she knows it may not be true. If you walk in on them in the barn beforehand, they have an equally wrenching conversation. Romani excitedly explains to Link that she's being given her own Romani mask, and that her older sister is allowing her to drink Chateau Romani for the first time ever that night. Chateau Romani is something only given to adults, and the obvious implication is that her older sister knows that this is the end for all of them, and that Romani won't have another chance. She then ends this conversation by saying, "Romani, sleep with me in my bed tonight, okay?" A very sad interpretation of this is that she's trying to get her sister intoxicated, so that her senses will be dulled when Romani finally figures out that the end of the world is coming very soon. The Happy Mask Salesman is one of the most popular characters in the Legend of Zelda universe. He's a traveling collector and seller of strange, odd, and unusual masks, and is often considered one of the most unnerving characters in the series, due to his unstable behavior, unpredictable temper, and strange powers, leading many people to wonder who this guy actually is. One of the most popular theories going around the web is that the Mask Salesman is one of the Ancient Ones. While he says that the tribe itself has disappeared, this may only refer to the original members and not include any of the offspring that they may have had. The strongest piece of evidence to support this theory is that he has such a detailed history of the group and their actions, which no one else seems to know. Also, his means of trapping evil beings within masks through the Song of Healing is quite possibly something that the Ancient Ones used to do. The Mask Salesman also has unusual, powerful abilities, including teleportation and the ability to create pianos out of thin air. These are all things the Ancient Ones would be able to do. It is said in the game that since the tribe disappeared, no one has known the power of the mask. Yet the Mask Salesman claims to feel its strength. His strong desire to acquire and then to reign the mask could be connected to an inherited sense of responsibility, or the fact that only an Ancient One's descendant could have the knowledge to control it. This may be reinforced by the mask's own desire to escape from him using the Skull Kid's actions. The final hint is that the field Majora created in the moon had 5 lunar children, who all resemble the Happy Mask Salesman himself. If the Mask Salesman's race and ancestors were the original wearers of the mask, it could explain why Majora chose people in that image to wear them. In Majora's Mask, when acquiring new masks to use, it seems that each one is made out of someone else. For example, the Goron mask houses Darmani, and the Zora mask houses Mikau, but one mask the game doesn't specifically state the origins of is the Deku mask, with no real explanation of its origins. When Link first enters Termina, the Skull Kid transforms him into a Deku Scrub. Soon after, Link stumbles across a twisted tree that resembles himself. Tattle remarks on how the tree looks sad, as well as its physical resemblance to Link's current form. Later, when Link is going to gain the item from the Deku Butler, the Butler starts a race in which he guides Link through the series of obstacles. If Link is able to keep up with him and reach the end, he is given the Mask of Sense. Before Link leaves, the Deku Butler apologizes for moving so fast. He mentions that when he looks at Link, he is reminded of his son, whom he used to race, and that he then forgot to lower his speed. It is possible he is referring to Link's Deku form, which he saw previously, as this is the most likely form to remind him of the Deku Scrub. Then, during the game's end credits, the Deku Butler can be seen crying next to the twisted Deku-like tree that's seen in the caverns underneath the Clock Town, which may imply that it was his dead son all along. It is possible that when the Skull Kid transformed Link, he somehow infused him with the spirit of the Deku Butler's son, which he may have somehow extracted from his body, leaving him as a twisted corpse of his former self, and when Link broke the curse with a Song of Healing, he sealed a Deku Butler's son inside the mask.
So those were a few of my personal favorite Majora's Mask theories, and if you have any of your own, please feel free to leave a comment below. So until next time, thanks for watching.